Riley, just give us an idea of how your time at Cass has been so far.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed myself. Got on with lads straight away, and yeah, it's a good environment to be around at the minute. So it's really enjoyable for me personally.
How tough is it though to come into a new team in such a pivotal position?
Yeah, obviously it's tough. There's no two ways about that. But I'm embracing the challenge and enjoying every week and every session and try to get the most out of it. So it's a good challenge for me and well for everyone really.
How different or similar is it to what you've been used to at the Wolves?
It's a really good setup here. So there's not been much difference really. There's obviously a difference in what side of the league table we're at, but we're still fighting for everything and still working as hard as we possibly can. So there's not much difference in that aspect.
And what's the situation at the moment with Warrington? Are you still on a 2 week recall, or has that sort of been forgotten?
I think so. I think I can still be recalled, but I'm not sure whether the deadline with loan players comes into play, something like that. I don't know. You've stumped me there, but not sure. But enjoy my time here. So
And do you sense that Warrington are monitoring what you're doing at Cass? Are they watching your performances?
I'd assume so. Yeah, I'd expect it.
Because it wasn't that long. They put Dufty in the halves. Were you sort of expecting a call at that point?
I think I was still only 2 weeks at that point. So no, I don't think they were allowed. But you never know. I'm focusing on Cass at the minute, and it's where I'm at. I'm got a job to do here.
What about that relationship with Jacob Miller? Then how have you seen that develop over the last couple of games?
Yeah, it's blossoming. Definitely blossoming. Obviously, we had a first game against Saints together. That were tough. The conditions were terrible, and just try to build on that. And last week we managed to get a few points on board and score some good tries. So hopefully we can go that one step further tomorrow.
How different are you as halves?
Um, I'd say we're quite different, but quite similar at the same time. We both like to run the ball, both like to organise. Just same but different, I'd say. Yeah,
If you both like to organise, who gets the final shout?
definitely Milky. He takes a bit of seniority on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely got the experience on his side. What did you feel that last week was a little bit more like it than that performance?
Yeah, we were banging it for 15 minutes to start with, and then probably switched off for 10 minutes or so. And Lee really did what Lee do. They played really well. They scored some quick fire tries, and then felt like we got back in it. And just the last 15 minutes again. So hopefully we can put a 80-minute performance together against Hull tomorrow. Sure, another good team.
And we can't overlook where Cass are on the table. Are you sort of, as someone who's come into that environment, are you relishing the fight ahead?
Yeah, I'm not really looking into the league table. I'd say we're still in the driver's seat, obviously with the more points. So we've just got to look forward and not look behind us. And I think we should be all good.
And your next game, third game for Cass at Hull, just looking at the records, and records are often wrong. I don't think you've played a Super League game at Hull before, have you? So that'd be sort of a new
Uh,
thing for you, won't it?
I've done a few 18th mans there. I think I've got the record for that. But yeah, look, hopefully, if all goes well, I'll be on pitch tomorrow and I can finally do it.
What are you expecting from Hull then?
Well, they're a set of big boys, aren't they? They go hard through the middle, and then you've got a lot of silky players on edge. So a bit of everything from them. So we've got to be on our A game.
And obviously, you need to pick up points. You can't rely on what's happening beneath you. Did you sense there's an urgency to get wins on the board now?
Like I said, we're only looking forward. We're not looking behind us, and if we look after ourselves, then that'll happen. So we're looking to get a win. Yeah.
And looking even further forward, obviously, you're contracted at Warrington for next year as well. Do you even afford a thought as to what you might be doing next year?
No, that's not my job. I've got a contract for next year, so hopefully play out my skin for Cass the rest of this year and go from there.
And you obviously do you still have an ambition to sort of get that nail down a shirt with Warrington?
Yeah, I want to nail down a shirt with anyone, and I think if I go back next year to Warrington and put my right foot forward, then that could be a good chance.
Just first of all, how are you settling in?
Yeah, I'm loving my time here. All lads are great, and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
And obviously, big. Well, every game's a big game at the minute. But what are you expecting from Hull tomorrow?
or expecting a big performance off them. They're a good team. They've hit some real form in past 2 months, so it's going to be a tough game.
And for you personally, I mean, what's it like? Obviously, you've had a taste of things, haven't you? But how key is it for you to sort of get that regular game time now?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Just going week to week and try to put in some good performances together and put a string a few good ones together like back to back. So that'd be good for me, yeah.
And what's it like having experienced players like Milky and Gareth Woodip around you as well?
Oh yeah, they're very good, they're very silky, and it's just they can lead me to be a better player hopefully and jump on the back of them. So yeah, really good.
And obviously, there's a lot of talk about what Wakefield are doing. Can you put that to the back of your mind? Because obviously, it's getting very close down there, and what's the sort of mood like in the camp?
Yeah, well, we've talked about it and we're looking forward. We're still in the driver's seat as we'd like to think, and we're looking forward. And if we look after ourselves and keep going forward, then I'll look after it.
And just finally from me, what's it looking like future wise? You know what's happening next year? Yeah.
Well, I'm still contracted at Warrington, so I'll be going back there if all stays the same.
Firstly, what's it like as a lone player to go into a side that needs the wins so much? You know, what's it like to step into that sort of environment?
There's no difference for me as a player. Every time I step out on pitch, I want to win, and it pains me not to win. So every time I go on, I pride myself personally trying to win everything. So there's no difference for me.
And as a sort of youngster, I think Dave just alluded to it there, but with the experience that Cass having in the side, how much are you benefiting from being around those sort of players? Just expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, loads. In training, there's a lot of experienced blokes there, and if I can just take 1% each day from that, then I'll learn a lot.
You mentioned training there. What's the sort of vibe in the camp been like this week, especially after how the results went last week?
I feel like it's been really positive. Felt like we played well for probably 50, 60 minutes of that league game last week, and then the 20, 30 minutes that we didn't play well, Lee really executed the game plan and got over us. But there's no taking it away from Lee. They're a real good side this year, and they've proved that. So we've got a lot to take into this week, yeah.
Is that the difference then, just trying to make it an 18-minute performance, really?
Yeah, I think it's the same for every team in the comp, I reckon you'd say. If we string an 80-minute performance together, I think we can do a good job. So that's the aim.